I hope you and your family are recovering from the caloric overload that you experienced on Thanksgiving Day. Now I know what's happening. You've got piles of leftovers and lots of uneaten turkey. But be creative. Turkey gumbo is one of our favorites, and my Louisiana-born wife did get the know-how from her mother. And turkey salad, that's great, as is turkey chili, turkey tacos, grilled turkey and cheese sandwiches. It's a simple matter of taking what you have and making something good from it. You know, I believe we ought to run the government somewhat like what we do in dealing with Thanksgiving Day leftovers. Instead of whining about the government that we wish we had, we ought to use the one we have, but be creative in making it work. Here's what I mean. Instead of continuing to borrow ridiculous sums of money and boosting the national debt higher than the Sears Tower, take the money that we actually have collected and limit our budget and spending just to that amount, no more. That's it. Now, here's what it would do. That's what American families do every month, and it's what small businesses owners do to stay in business. And it's also what 49 of the 50 governors do with their state budgets, because law requires them to balance their budget every year. Oh, it's not easy, but neither is it impossible. And it's why I'm on the board of the Balanced Budget Amendment Committee. It's comprised of several former and current governors and several former senators, business owners, who are fed up with the debts of our government piling up with no responsible plan whatsoever to ever pay all this back. Now, I've got little to no hope that Congress will ever impose a balanced budget amendment upon themselves, but it doesn't leave the American people powerless to make a change. There is a provision in our Constitution, a lot of people don't even know about it, and it allows for the people to propose and pass an amendment to the Constitution. Doing it to force Congress to do what every individual in business has to do, it's not too much to ask. Now, it's not an easy process, and quite frankly, it shouldn't be. But I think it's become a necessary one. The Balanced Budget Committee has already cleared over 30 state legislatures and is very close to the number of states required to pass it in order to then get it ratified and voted on by the citizens to make it the law of the land. Now, let me be very clear. This is not a Democrat or a Republican issue. It just isn't. Because no citizen, regardless of party affiliation, should possibly want to see our nation slide into bankruptcy because of reckless spending, often done in order to buy votes by some showy and extravagant spending bill. Spending money that we don't have and borrowing money that we can't afford to pay back, it hurts every American. But you know who it mostly hurts? Younger Americans, who are the recipients of the burdensome debt long after there will be any benefit to their generation. So I hope you'll be vocal in supporting the Balanced Budget Amendment and equally vocal to your congressmen and senators in asking them to support a federal mandate to balance the budget just like it currently exists in 49 of the 50 states. As a governor, I would have been breaking the law if I led the state in spending money beyond the budget, as well as the revenues that we had collected. It was sometimes unpopular to have to make cuts to budget items when the economy was in a recession. But that law forced us to be responsible and never be able to obligate future generations for spending money for which there would be no benefit to those future generations. In the meantime, I got a proposal. I propose that Congress pass a law that withholds congressional paychecks until Congress passes a budget and certifies that it is a budget balanced to actual revenues. Why? Hey, folks, it's the way the real world works. And I think it's time Congress is forced to live and work in the real world, just like the rest of us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.